On today's episode of Table Talks with Sabornee, I will be highlighting Cybersecurity Month. Old Westbury's Information Technology Security Officer, Milind Samant, will talk at the table with me about cybersecurity. Computer Science Professor Ashok Basawapatna will also give his insight. And of course, I will hear about cybersecurity from Old Westbury students on campus.
Hi, I'm Ashok Basawapatna. I'm a professor of computer science at SUNY Old Westbury. The amount of personal information I have on the internet is probably too vast to actually think about. I'm thinking about my email, for example, has everything in it, right? Including, the correspondences I've had since I was in grad school in 2003, all the way till now. So basically, my whole life is on the internet in terms of Gmail. But in addition to that, all my banking information's on the internet, right? I used to do my financial stuff through a website called Mint, where it would have all the passwords to your different bank accounts and then combine it and then give you a readout of what you're spending money on. And I thought it was a good idea for, being able to easily understand and organize my finances. And now seems like a terrible idea, right? To have one place be combining all my banking information into one website and putting all that trust into that website. And so things like that really make you think now. In terms of companies giving us the ability to secure our personal information, I almost think that's non-existent in terms of that. I mean, it's almost like most companies that I seem to be putting my information with have this idea of we're secure. And we don't really know how they're secure, we don't really know what's happening, but then you get these things like the Target hack, right? Or you hear about credit cards companies getting hacked and information getting stolen, and millions of people's information have gotten taken.
Welcome to Table Talks with Sabornee. I'm here with SUNY Old Westbury's very own Milind Samant. Milind, can you introduce yourself to us?
Thank you, Sabornee. My name is Milind Samant. I'm the Information Security Officer for SUNY Old Westbury and also the Director of Information Technology Services. I've been with the college for almost 4 years now, and I've been in higher educational domain for the last 14, 15 years.
Can you explain the basis of cybersecurity and why it's so important?
First, I would like to start by wishing all of our viewers very happy Cybersecurity Month. This year themes is own it, secure it, protect it. And now getting back to your question, cybersecurity in its very basic form is a practice of protecting networks, systems, application, and the data that's residing on these systems. From cyber attacks. And the cyber attacks, they are mostly targeted at either changing the information or changing the data, getting access to it, or kind of destroying the data so that businesses are interrupted. Most of it nowadays have moved on to practices such as extorting money and also interrupting the normal business processes.
Can you give us some tips on how we can protect our personal information on the internet?
Sure. I would like to say that each one of us should realize that we are a very attractive target for the attackers. Some of the very basic stuff we could implement in everyday's life is to back up our data, enable or exercise the use of multi-factor authentication. If somebody, a teleprompter or whoever calls you asking for your personal or sensitive information, just let you guys know that you could say no. And then you could follow up with a call directly to the company who claim to be asking for your personal information. Going or working with the theme, let's own it. Own it meaning let's own, like it's your job, your responsibility to protect your personal information or sensitive data.
Right. So what's the current status of cybersecurity here in Old Westbury?
So cyber attacks, widely they are 4 forms of it, or could be categorized into 4 different threats. Malware is the most popular one these days, which involves money and financial gain. Ransomware is also where they encrypt the data. Phishing is high, and email is the #1 threat vector. And also there is social engineering. SUNY Old Westbury, we have implemented technology such as next generation firewall, endpoint protection, which is based on artificial intelligence, newsletter to educate our end users, faculty, staff, and students. And I think we are increasing the overall security posture of the college.
That's great. So how do you feel that the IT team here at Old Westbury are keeping up with necessary new technologies to prevent us from these hacks or stealing of personal information that you speak of?
So in current cyber threat arena, right, it's if you just consider IT, it's not involvement, or if you consider cybersecurity to be a function of IT, it's not effective nor efficient. So what we have to realize is the people, processes, and technology, they all have to come together and complement each other to provide with a much more effective solution for the cybersecurity threats that exist out there.
And one last question. What changes would you like to see be done in cybersecurity on like a broad spectrum, and then here in Old Westbury?
So we are currently developing, information security policy, or a program for the college, and it's been in 3 years of its making. We have published certain policies. We have established certain security standards, and the security policy, or the information security program, is established on NIST security framework, which involves policies, procedures, standards, and that's what we are currently working on. Also, the most effective way, or we are strongest as our weakest link, and the weakest link being humans. So we are in the process of implementing new cybersecurity training for all the employees and students, and also trying to educate and make sure that people realize that it's their responsibility, it's their job, and they play a very important role in making cybersecurity defense a success.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me in Table Talks with Sabornee. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me here.
So now Table Talks with Sabornee is in Campus Center, still trying to spread awareness about Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and I'm here with Destiny.
Hi, my name is Destiny Pierre. I am a junior here at Old Westbury. I major in media and communications, and I am a social media user.
So you have social media. Do you know what cybersecurity is?
Actually, I really don't.
And that's where the problem lies. So pretty much cybersecurity is all our personal information that we put on the internet, whether it's online banking, social media, emails, etc. It's like protecting our information from being hacked, or from people being able to steal our identity. That's what cybersecurity is. So how do you feel, knowing what it is now, how do you feel about cybersecurity?
I feel like it's a very important thing to have. I feel like it's beneficial for anybody who's on social media.
Right, and how often do you change your passwords online?
Oh, sheesh, not often at all.
So do you ever get scared that maybe somebody can hack into your information and take your information because you're not really taking proper precautions, or you don't really know what it is?
Honestly, somebody has already hacked my social media and I had to start all over, so it's definitely something I need to think about doing.
And now I'm in Campus Center with Darren.
Hello, guys. My name is Darren Adaremi. I'm a bio major sophomore year.
Do you know what cybersecurity is?
I know the general gist of it. It's basically privacy on the internet.
Do you feel like your information on the internet is secured?
It depends on what I'm doing. Sometimes I feel like it's secure. If I'm logging onto websites that I don't trust, I'm not sure.
Do you change your password often?
I should change them more often, but I don't, sadly.
And what do you feel the future of cybersecurity should be?
I'd like more control over the information I give out. I don't know what I'm giving out when I'm logging on to like websites like Facebook, I like to be more aware of that, basically.
Now I'm here with Melissa in Campus Center.
Hi, I'm Melissa. I'm a freshman, and my major is child and special education.
That is amazing. Salutes to you. So, are you on social media?
I am.
Do you do any online banking? Do you have an email?
I have. I just have my banking app, which I check often.
So your banking app has all your information on it.
Yeah, it does.
Are you taking proper precautions to secure your information on the internet?
I currently have a username and a password, and I enter my birth date so they cannot get in it.
Do you know what cybersecurity is and what Cybersecurity Awareness Month represents?
I do not.
So cybersecurity is pretty much our personal information that we put online. It's a way for it to be secured so people can't hack it, can't get our personal information. So now knowing this, do you feel like you'll take extra precaution like changing your passwords in the future?
I really do. I feel like that's more secure for me and my information.